Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be going over improvements I do think the game could make to make the game better. Of course I will not be going over like extreme improvements like completely rework like half the game. No, I'm going over things I think are possible and that could be done before the end of the year if they in theory wanted to put it together. So there are several sections. We have just general gameplay being the game modes. We then got characters, shops, so the actual shop system, so coin shop, outfits, that kind of stuff. And then banners, which will be at the end, which I've spoken about a little bit before in the past, but I will of course go over that. There should be timestamps at the bottom as well. First, we'll get into it's for soldiers. So I have everything written down. So if you hear like paper, that's because it's me flipping over a page or me just looking at stuff. So I thought because Super Awakening coins are actually pretty hard to get, they should make it so there is either upgrade this to a UR pendant or give the ability to get Super Awakening coins. Actually, no, upgrade this to a UR pendant and make it so you can get Super Awakening coins from this, even if it is just like a few at a time. You get like one. Like you have a chance to get like 1, 2, and there's none up here. So like at least you can get some, because Super Awakening coins are quite a big thing when it comes to leveling up characters. The fact you need 63 like per character if they're 1/6, and bear in mind you only get 1 a day from the daily, it's not that much. You then got the enhanced ones. I thought, why don't they just combine them all? I do believe the stamina needs to be lowered for them, because 34 a go is a lot for like the crap you get. Like you do this, most likely you're getting 6 of these for 34 stamina, which is nothing, especially when you're leveling up an LR character. In my opinion, they should combine all of them and then just lower the cost of it. And if they want to, just combine the bosses at the end, just put all 3 of the bosses, because of course all of them actually have bosses. You got Droll, of course you had Helbram, and then you have Ludo. Just put all of them at the end, just verse all of them at once. And for books, what I think they should do is combine all the book ones, but then you can select at the top which book you want, and it's just the same enemies. It just makes it so the UI is a little bit more cleaner, because, like, to be honest, like, no one cares about this. Like, cool, like, the stamina pulse is far, like, having 3 of them is okay, because, of course, for achievements, but I've already got, like, all the achievements but for this one. The book one, of course, went over gold. I do believe they did remove half stamina for gold, but I would like to see something special done with gold. Maybe, like, an event that is double gold, because 100k a run is good, but 200k a run is even better, and I do think that could do well maybe on Sundays when Fort Soldiers has half stamina and everything else, but gold, they have double gold on Fort Soldiers to sort of still keep people want to play on a Sunday to farm gold, because that was quite an OG thing. Back in the day, Sunday would be like the day when you wouldn't really play much, you stick the game on, farm gold all day. That's really what you used to do. On to the next one, which will be, I have done sort of in order, patrols. The ability to have more like different patrols that have different materials, so you can patrol for different materials instead of just patrolling for gear. You could have demon mats, Super Awakening coins, SSR pendants, UR pendants, just other things to even if it's like a week long for like 7 SSR pendants, or like 7 SA coins, I would do that. But I do think this definitely needs to be updated. It's kind of old. These rewards up here maybe have like a different reward system up there. I know, like a total, like, after you claim the max reward X amount of times, you can get, I don't know, 5 diamonds. And you can only really get the max reward once a month or something, so you get 5 diamonds a month. Not too big of a, like, not too many diamonds, but it's, like, it's okay. I also do think they need to add more to this, because this is, like, really lackluster. I think last time it was actually updated was when they added stickers, which was 2 years ago. It's quite a long time ago. Bosses, the only real one I have for this is when you're doing a boss battle, the ability to control, so if you're using an AI, the ability to control the AI, maybe not play the cards, but say, okay, I want to attack first, or let the AI attack first. Something along the lines of that, just so it's more viable to use an AI, just in case, no one's on, or, the game starts to die and there's no one really to play it with. Equipment, I haven't written anything for, not really anything to change, it's fine with me. Knighthood boss, I said a better reward system, so that means it's a more incentive for people to do it. For more casual knighthoods, what I mean by that is if you go to knighthoods at the end of the week, it'll say, "Oh, you're part of." I'm pretty sure it says here. Oh, we're in the top 3% of knighthoods. So I think there should be is like, okay, if you're on the top 90%, you get 1 diamond. Top 80%, you get 2 diamonds. So on and so forth until, of course, you reach the top 10% where you get 10 diamonds, and then that'll be like the max. It'll just give people more incentive to do it. Of course, it can still be just only be based off hell. Completely fine with me. I don't really care about that. But I do think it would be a good way to, make people want to like join a Knighthood more and interact more and actually be a slightly more competitive and not be in like the Knighthood like war league, whatever the bloody hell you call it. I think this would just be a better way. You give someone 10 diamonds a week for something that's a little bit competitive, and it will just get more people to play it. It's a very not the rewards are good, but people just can't be asked to do it, and I don't blame people like kind of because the challenges change every week. Challenges change every week, so I understand why people don't want to do it. Demonic Beast. Okay, so Demonic Beast. Not this crappy game mode. Demonic Beast, my suggestion for making it better was actually quite simple. It was, for players who do not own the characters, you are able to rent the character that is designed for the Demonic Beast. You don't get the relic for the character, but you get the character. What that means is, so for Bird, you get Magelda, you get Jormungandr, you get Tonar, and you get Summer Margaret. You can choose the gear, but you can't choose any of the rolls on the gear. What that means is, you want HP defense, cool, but all the rolls are like mid-tier HP defense pieces. All the base stat pieces. So you get HP percent, attack percent, defense percent. Only so that means then, for newer players, Demonic Beasts are not just a brick wall. Because that's what I see the problem is that Demonic Beast is a brick wall for new players because you need a certain character. The game modes are character gated, and that's not really what you want. To show new players, oh, well, you can't do this mode because this character isn't out. Then we can either get this character by gambling all your gold coins away on this really low chance ticket, and the character doesn't really come back much in banners because they're part of the Ragnarok series. Then you have to explain to them that the Ragnarok series is not actually part of the show, but part of a story in the game. And yeah, I just think that's a lot of too much, in my opinion. It's a little bit too much, and I do think that having a rentable one is quite good. And you can only pick it also once. Let's say you pick... this week I picked Nidhogg, so that means I can only pick Summer Margaret. I can't go to this one and then use Tonar. You can only pick the one you decide that you want to get the main rewards for. I think that would be the best way to do it. PvP is the next one I've got on here. More regular rules in Ungeared, just to sort of smash just a little bit of movement of the meta, make it a little bit more fun. And then Elite PvP I'm just putting more incentive to play, probably just better rewards. Or a more fun system. I don't know, just improve it. Brawl, I just put Lost Cause on my piece of paper. Training Grow, the ability to farm multiple keys at once. What that means is, let's say you have 10 keys, you can farm 10 keys at once, but every single thing you do will cost you 10 times the stamina, but you get 10 times the rewards. Instead of having to farm it, 10 times, and you would get the same reward 10 times, you just farm it once and you get all 10 rewards. And it costs you 10 times more, so you're still doing it, but it's less time consuming. And I do think that is definitely quite a possibility they might do in the future, and I'd love to see that actually happen because most of my friends are too lazy to do it, and they end up with like 10 keys and they don't end up using them until they really need gear. Reverse stages, I put add more or regular resets. Reverse stages have not been touched. I was actually doing a series on it and then I stopped for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, the reverse stages kind of a lost cause after you've done them. I would say either add more and very regularly, or just reset it or remove it, replace it with a new game mode, because this is, in my opinion, one of the easily the most replaceable game mode. I would say this is more replaceable than Brawl, because after you've done it, there's no repeatable content. Brawl is like passive diamonds consistently. Hero Arena, I put 320k and above we should have the ability to have links, just so it's a little bit more fair, because the enemies have links, why can't we have links? Also, it just makes the game mode a little bit more, I don't know, it's still challenging, because 340k is not easy to hit, but it's not a pain in the butt where I've got to make like 50 different special gear sets for characters to be able to beat it, then I've got to have like 10 times good RNG to be able to complete it with the current box I've got. It'll still be very whale-based, but it'll at least be a little bit less. Final Boss and Labyrinth I said are completely fine, and so is Thorn Tree. So next we'll go on to characters. And now we are on to the character section. So I put buff, substats and main stats of old, seasonal, and collaboration characters regularly to make them, or to sort of keep them meta. Not what I mean by that is I don't mean like, oh, fully buff all their stats, make them super high, really high crit resistance, super high crit chance. You know, insane pierce rate, insane resistance. All I'm saying is a little bit extra crit chance, a little bit extra crit resistance and crit defense. Crit damage if they need it, maybe a little bit here and there, but that's it. Not too much, but just a little bit to make them usable again, even if it's just for a short period of time. They just don't come back in there, just because it makes old characters feel a little bit more than just boxy. See, because a lot of characters like this just feel like boxy. You know, I go to here. She used to have UR gear when she first came out because I pulled her. I was lucky. I pulled her at like one multi, but now she's just boxy. See, that's all she's become. You know, she's never gonna get an LR because she's a seasonal character. She does share the same substats as Red Lilia, the other red non-seasonal big Lilia. You know, they could just up both their stats and maybe at some point they may become somewhat meta. Yes, of course, you do have Chaos Mode where sometimes characters like these do come back, but I'm talking about more of a regular sense. Oh, okay, now this is where it starts to get a little bit on the creative side. I put Universal Alt Level Booster for Seasonal, Normal, Festival, and Collaborations, all being different. So you have a Seasonal one, there'll be like shards which you can collect, either of the character themselves or the universal shards as well. I might do a whole video actually going over what I mean by this concept, because I do think it would be very good, and a lot of games do have, a lot of gacha games do have something like this. I just think this would be very cool to have. So if you either you missed a festival and you only got like 1/6, or like, you got really unlucky there 1/6, or you did one rotation to collab and you got all the characters but you didn't got the 1/6 and you want them higher ult levels, you're able to get them higher ult levels. Same with seasonals, you want more CC, boom, you can get seasonals, and then normal characters as well, just in case you're really unfortunate. You know, you've had 5/6 red Tom for ages and you're never going to be able to get him 6/6, so you know this universal thing would be quite helpful. Oh, I might actually do a whole video on that, because I do have a lot more I want to go into depth about and stuff like that, but of course that's probably for another video, because I don't want to keep you here for too long. And then I've got another one, which I actually need to change characters to someone who is not max level, but a sort of discount when you use this. Yes, this is meant to be so it doesn't take up much time, but I think a way they could do it to make it a little bit more impactful from you leveling up lower characters to higher levels would be make it so you get like a 10% discount. So I only have to spend 1 UR pendant. It only cost me 130 Belmouth cores. You know, just little prices off that would be impactful over like a lot of them, but not super impactful for a few. I just think it would be pretty cool. Same with Super Awakening coins, and just things like 60 Super Awakening coins is a lot. But if I go to max, yes, he is 6/6, so it's not costing me as much. Is he 6/6? He is 6/6. So look, 45 it was going to cost me. Oh, that's quite a bit for one character. You know, think about an entire box. Yes, my box is, if you look at it, I have more level 100 SA6s than I do level 100 non-SA6s. Sorry, than just anyone below level 100 and who's not SA6. And then lower the upgrade prices. So, the outfit upgrade prices, because these are super expensive. 30 of these, okay, completely fine, right? Not my problem, not too bad. But 1.5 million gold is a lot. I do think maybe decreasing that a little bit, and also maybe decreasing the amount needed for SSR to UR, because 60 to 90 is a lot, especially if you think about per character, and also with the leak knowing that these materials will be used for upgrading relics as well, needing 55 each and 55 million gold per like max level on a relic. Insane, of course. They may change that. They have recently in developer notes spoken about the relic upgrading system and how, well, they're changing it last minute because it was actually meant to be with the Event Demonic Beast mode, but then that got a lot of negative feedback. They apologized because they realized it was their fault, and they're a bunch of idiots for it. On to the improvements for the shop next. And now we are on to the coin shop. So this is the coin shop. Of course, everyone knows really what it is, but my proper rework is that for older characters that are probably never going to get an LR, like most likely never going to get an LR, most likely not going to get, well, they've already got a relic and it's not too good, they're not too good in metas or anything in general, maybe giving people the ability to buy their outfits with Super Awakening coins. Sorry, not Super Awakening coins. Platinum coins. Maybe not at like an extreme, as in like, oh, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, diamonds to platinum coins. Because no, because that's completely stupid. I wouldn't mind maybe like one Super Awakening coin, sorry, one platinum coin for an SR, 2 platinum coins for an SSR, and 3 platinum coins for a UR. Of course, these would be for old characters that are completely not meta anymore, and they would release these gradually to characters that they know will no longer be used. I do think that could be quite a good way to sort of enable people to get these character outfits. Maybe for characters like Twigo, yeah, Twigo is still used, but not as used as much as we used to, and he's kind of not, he's definitely not going to get an LR, unfortunately. But you know, enables people to get outfits for certain characters that they may want to get without having to spend an absurd amount of diamonds for said outfits, because it is quite a lot of diamonds that it does cost you. Onto the next shop, or the main shop I should call it, which is the coin shop. And my thing is, I want a full rework. I don't want, you know, all these crappy... So this stuff here, firstly, this has not been updated since they added these 2 items. So all of this stuff up here, the festival coin stuff, not been updated since it first came out, which has been a while ago. As you can see here, that's the bird mats, which means it's probably around 2 years old. And these characters are... I'm going to say these characters are still, some of them like barely ever come back, and some of them I only have like 1/6, that I do only have Gallon 1/6, but I have most of them 6/6. And what I think they should do is update it by adding old Catastrophe characters, old Ragnarok characters, and very old seasonal characters, as well as my little shop thing for the outfits. They add them in a rotation. So for ones that are considered still usable, they add them in like an outfit rotation where, oh, this week you can buy Traitor Melly's this weapon, and this headgear. Not all his outfits, but just a select few from that character. Of course, picked randomly. They might have a system where, you know, it's only the ones you don't have, or, you know, it might just be completely random, and it could be all the ones you have and you don't get any ones you don't have. But I do think that could be just a cool way to sort of make the shop feel like a proper shop. There's a little bit of excitement, because back in the day, this shop used to be actually really good. You used to be able to buy, of course, the SSR Part 1 and Part 2 ticket, which has now, of course, been merged into SSR Part 1, which has now also has a few seasonals added to it, which makes me feel like it's a little weird. Yeah, but back in the day, like, getting SSR tickets from this shop used to be insane. Now they're just nothing. I do think it's a little bit iffy, in my opinion, to say the least. This stuff here, okay, maybe decrease the price of stamina pots, because how much grinding and how much stamina stuff costs nowadays. If you were to look at it to do stuff without stamina pots, it's going to cost you a lot. Like getting a demon is going to take you an entire day just to get one demon without stamina pots. Of course, stamina pots require you to summon, and you're probably not going to be summoning on every banner regularly. Maybe, you know, you're going to be doing 600 a month, then 900 the next, and 600 the one after that. Then maybe you're not going to summon for 2 months. You're going to do another 900 and 1200. You know, it's you're going to need a lot of silver coins, which is a slight problem. This stuff here, friendship coin shop, maybe just, I don't know, add something else to it. Maybe add like the ability to just straight up buy gold with friendship coins. Have like a 1 friendship coin to 10k ratio sort of thing, just to make people want to buy, or even a 1 to 1,000 ratio sort of thing, just to get people to buy them. You know, it's just something to add to the shop. It's just something cool. They do have like PvP stamina, which is what I use on my videos. If you see me have like 60 stamina, I use that. I think that's completely fine. But I do think that all of those 2 prices need to be adjusted. It's absurd, especially with the low chances you have actually pulling the character you would want. Not worth it. But I do think this shop needs a full overhaul. I think it would be nice just to overhaul it a little bit, like this limited time sale. Okay, so instead of that every week, you have an outfit in there, for an outfit for a specific character. You've then got Summer Roxy. You've then got, I know there's like a summer themed week. Let's just say it's mid-June. This week you've got Summer Roxy in there. You've got Summer Easton, and then you've got I forgot her name. Summer Valenti. All those OG 3 Summer Catastrophe characters, you just put them in there for the price of 5. Because some people might not have them, and some people want dupes for them, and they're completely useless characters, so I don't see why not, and I don't see really the harm in it. Ragnarok characters, of course, don't do the super meta ones, like don't do Tyr. They probably wouldn't do Freya's. You know, do Freya, but they can do Sigurd. You know, Blue Magelda. She's a pretty the key old characters used for Demonic Beast. You know, all the you have Blue Magelda, you have Jormungand, you have Red Tonar. Put them on there because they're old characters. And you know, I don't have Jorm. I've only got a 4/6. You know, I've been playing since her release. I played day one of this game's launch on global. I played on and off till around June, where I started like the hella grind of like daily, and I've logged in daily since June 2020. But I do think that could be improved. And then now we're going to go on to the final topic, which is banners. Okay, onto the banner section now. This is where I think is where the biggest improvement is really needed. So if someone from Netmob was to magically see my video, which is completely unlikely, these are what I think could... These are my main improvements I would like to see. And that is an improvement to the current milestone system. 600, 900, those are completely fine. The final number is not my problem, it's what you get along the way. 300 diamonds for a random SSR is not enticing. You know, maybe back in the day it was very enticing. But nowadays when you've got like millions of characters on banners, and most of the banners they put out have like a few good characters and then a lot of bad characters, it's not that enticing anymore. Yeah, you have the chance of, you have a higher, technically, have a higher chance of pulling the character you want, the character you're summoning for. But there's also the chance that you don't, and you pull Red Sariel. You know, two of these combined is the same price of getting her, so that's just how it works. But what I think could be cool is, especially on festivals, even if this change just happens on festivals, you know, you make SSRs every 150. You know, yeah, it would make SSRs a lot less, well, it would make them a lot more common, but it means that even if you do get extremely shafted, you're able to get something good. You're able to get at least, you know, several more SSRs instead of only getting two random and the one you get at the end, the one you summon him for. But I also think the way they could make this even better is just by having like, so let's say you're summoning on a Ragnarok banner. At 300, you get a pickable Ragnarok character that is not the two most recent ones, and it can't be a seasonal. So what this means is, you know, you've been summoning, you know, it's Tyr's banner. Let's say Tyr, this change happened before Tyr came out. You're summoning on Tyr at 300. You think, oh, I really need to do Tyr, and I don't have Yhorm, but Yhorm's on this banner, and I can go 300 in, and I can get Yhorm guaranteed. I'm going to do that. They get Yhorm at 300, and then they cash out because they got what they wanted. They didn't get Tyr in the end, but they're fine with it because they got Yhorm. They came out with something that they value was good. A, it makes people more likely to summon and spend money on the game, and B, it keeps free-to-play players and just general players, new players around longer when they can get the characters that they need to beat content. Because I think that is the problem, is that it's some of these exclusive characters are what are needed to be content, and they're always either seasonal or never regularly on banners. Yhorm is probably the best example of that. She's not regularly on banners, she's really only on Ragnarok and the odd festival here and there. But she's the key character for Tyr. No one can replace her. It's not like, you know, you don't really need, what's her name? You don't really need Red Tonar for dogs. You don't really need Blue Magelda for a bird. You don't even really need Red Marg for Nidhogg. But all these characters make it nice. But Yhorm is the one you actually need. She's the key. You don't need her relic, but you need her. And she's such a hard character to get a hold of for a new player. Some people in my Knighthood who've been playing since her release didn't get her on her banner and have never gotten her since because she's never been free. She's one of the only Demonic Beast characters that have never been given out for free. Maybe she was. Maybe I've just forgotten. I'm a little bit dumb like that sometimes. But I do think that, you know, a guaranteed festival at 450 can't be on like a festival banner. Can't be the one, of course, the main one of the banner. Can't be the previous one. Can't be the previous one before that. But you could pick, let's just say you want Queen Diane. You know, she's been out for a year, close to 2 years now. You can pick her at the end. You can guarantee pick her at 450. That means you come out with something good. Yes, that would then devalue them in the shop, the coin shop, but they would still have some sort of value in the coin shop because you can trade in all the crappy ones you got 6/6 into more that you want. I do think that would make them a little bit more enticing. Also, these banners here, I believe these banners should just be straight nuked. Nuke them and just change them, put all the other characters into either the SSR tickets or make a Catastrophe and Ragnarok SSR ticket that would guarantee you one of them. You know, every 6 months you add a character. Let's just say Awaken Roxy came out. She came out in, I want to say March, right? Then in September, they then added her to, let's say they then add her to that SSR ticket banner, because it's been 6 months. 6 months is a long time, and there's quite a few meta shifts. If you think about it, back in March, the meta was, it would have been Goddesses, so it would have been Mael. And then we had a meta change when, what's the collaboration called now? I forgot about it. Jordan Content came out, because then it became Ghislaine. And then, once again, you had another change when Barn came out, and then another change when Tyr came out, then Demon King, and then, of course, Hell, and then Albedo. Look at all these meta changes that have happened in such short periods of time, that adding these banners to adding these characters to a different banner and making them a guarantee actually just makes the game more fun. PvE, it's easier to farm PvE content. And that is where I think Grand Cross needs to think about the core, which is PvE. Grand Cross is not, yes, there's so much PvP in this game, right? But it's PvE at core. Most content it's PvE to unlock stuff for PvP. And I think that's something that needs to be understood, is that you need to get these hard to get catastrophe characters, hard to get Ragnarok characters to either farm stuff quicker or just a bit to farm stuff in general. And yeah, I've done a lot of complaining in this video, but a lot of it is improvements that I think are possible. I will have a whole one over that whole like shard system and stuff if you guys are interested. I don't know when that'll be out, whenever I can feel like posting it, whenever I've written down some more stuff, because I'm probably going to have to take notes for that. Because I had a whole idea in my head, but I didn't write it down because I'm an idiot, and idiots don't write stuff down when they have ideas. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.